Here we have a TBM Avenger taking off, called the Turkey, because it looked kind of ungainly with its landing gear on a flight deck. Probably the greatest torpedo bomber of the Second World War.
Test. Test.
And here comes another Avenger taking off.
Yeah, Grumman Avenger was originally designed by Grumman Aircraft in Long Island, New York, and they started building them right after Pearl Harbor was attacked. It actually went into production just a month or two before Pearl Harbor. Gave it the nickname Avenger to avenge the attack on Pearl Harbor. Grumman built about 3,000 of them, and with the Hellcat going into full production, did not have the facilities to build the Avenger. So General Motors had some plants in New Jersey that were idle, and they did Wildcat and Avenger production. Ended up building about 6,000, 7,000 more of them.
Okay, that's an SPD Dauntless that just took off. I believe it's the only flyable version of the SPD in the world.
That's correct. There is one that's also an A24 that's in use with another group, but yeah, ours is the only SPD airplane. That's an SPD-5. It was a veteran of the Royal New Zealand Air Force, combat veteran of the South Pacific.
That was followed by the BM's Toraval.
Yeah, that's a BT-15
It's an FM2 Wildcat taking off, and British Royal Navy markings. They originally called it the Martlet.
That's right. That would be considered a Martlet 6, I believe, would be an FM2. So that's the General Motors production version of the Wildcat. Had a better engine in it. They got a hotter motor. It was a little light and a little faster.
F6F Hellcat taking off.
That aircraft is being flown in the markings of David McCampbell, who was the highest scoring ace of the United States Navy in the Pacific War. The airplane was called Minzy 3.
And here comes the Avenger again. You know, I had two uncles that flew in Avengers in World War II.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Okay, here's Corsair taking off, F4U.
F4U-1, the very first airplane to be fitted with a Pratt & Whitney R2800 radial engine.
Here we have another Corsair taking off.
The markings of VF-17. Our F4Us are being flown today by Mark Foster and Chuck Wentworth. TBMs are being flown by Bob Forbes and Mike DeMarino. Ken Gottschall's got the F6F. And our SPD is being flown by Tom Nightingale. Tora Val is being flown by John Maloney.
Okay, here's the Zero replica taking off.
The FM2 flown by Daniel Wotring. Another look at the Tora Val. Again, that's basically a Vultee BT-15. It's been modified to look like a Val, so it changes in shape and then a repaint.
Okay, we had a P-40 Warhawk take off.
That one's being flown today by Jim Thomas, owned by Tony Banta.
And a P-51D taking off.
P-51D is being flown by Mark Moody. And another look now at the commemorative Air Force's F6F Hellcat overhead as we have a takeoff of another P-51. And this one is being flown by John Hinton.